Global warming and its effects. Introduction. Greenhouse gas emissions, rising global temperatures, impact on ecosystems and biodiversity, agricultural and food security implications, human health and public health risks, socio-economic consequences, mitigation and adaptation strategies, international cooperation and policy initiatives. Conclusion. Global warming is a pressing environmental issue that stems from human activities, primarily the emission of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This phenomenon has significant and far-reaching effects on the planet and its inhabitants, leading to various environmental, social, and economic consequences. The burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, industrial processes, and agricultural activities are major contributors to greenhouse gas emissions. These gases trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere, leading to rising global temperatures. Heat waves and extreme weather events become more frequent and intense, posing risks to human health, agriculture, and ecosystems. One of the most noticeable effects of global warming is the melting of glaciers and polar ice caps. This contributes to rising sea levels, leading to coastal flooding and threatening low-lying areas and island nations. As sea levels rise, coastal communities are at risk of displacement and loss of livelihoods. Global warming also has severe impacts on ecosystems and biodiversity. Habitat loss and disruption of ecological balance due to climate change led to species extinction and loss of biodiversity. Coral bleaching and ocean acidification harm marine life and ecosystem, affecting both coastal communities and marine species. Agriculture and food security are significantly affected by global warming. Crop yields are reduced due to changes in temperature and rainfall patterns, leading to food shortages and higher prices. Water scarcity and droughts further exacerbate the challenges faced by farmers and food production. Human health is at risk due to global warming related factors. Heat-related illnesses and mortality increase during heat waves, particularly affecting vulnerable populations. Additionally, the spread of vector-borne diseases such as malaria and dengue fever expands as rising temperatures create favorable conditions for disease-carrying organisms. Socio-economically, global warming leads to economic losses and disasters. Extreme weather events such as hurricanes and floods damage infrastructure and disrupt economies. Climate change induced migration creates climate refugees, putting pressure on communities and resources. Vulnerable populations such as the poor and marginalized bear the brunt of climate impacts, exacerbating social inequalities. Mitigation and adaptation strategies are crucial to combat global warming. Transitioning to renewable energy resources such as solar and wind power can reduce greenhouse gas emissions and dependence on fossil fuels. Reforestation and forest conservation help sequester carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Climate resilient infrastructure and policies are essential to protect communities and economies from climate impacts. International cooperation and policy initiatives are necessary to address global warming on a global scale. The Paris Agreement, an international climate accord, aims to limit global warming and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Collaborative efforts among nations are crucial to achieving climate commitments and fostering collective climate action. In conclusion, Global warming is a pressing environmental challenge with wide-ranging effects on the planet and its inhabitants. Urgent and collective action is required to mitigate greenhouse gas emissions and adapt to the changing climate. Through international cooperation, advocacy, and public awareness, there is hope for a sustainable and climate resilient future. Addressing global warming is not only an environmental imperative but also a moral responsibility to safeguard the planet for future generations.